Hello everyone. Today in this video I'm gonna show you how you install EVE-NG in your virtual environment. It could be VMware workstations or ESXi. So first all you have to do, you have to go EVE-NG website, and that is you can see over here, that is eveng.net, right? So you have to go there, and from there you will get the option download. It's very easy, and there you will get this much options, but you have to keep remember one thing, that is there is two version is available over here. One is the EVE-NG professional versions, and another one is the community edition versions. Now if you want to know about the what is the community version and what is the professional version, so you have to click on feature. There you will get the options compare editions, right? From here you will get the comparisons within two different versions. But thing is that for the professional versions you have to pay, right? And for learning person you have to learning center you have to pay for this much euros, right? So as our target is to build a lab in very low cost, so we'll definitely go with the community versions. So let's go to the hope you understand the difference between the professional version and the community versions. Most of the feature is available for your basic lab purpose, right? Now thing is that there is two kind of file you are going to get. One is the OBF format, another one is the ISO format. So you can install both way. And another part is that there is another link, I would say, to download VMware Workstation Player. That is also free. If you just click on that link, it will redirect you to VMware website. From there you can get one free VMware workstations. From there you can also download the workstation if you don't have, right? And that is also free. Now if you already have, as I am having already the VMware workstations, in that case I'm not going to download. So if you don't have, you can download. So let's go again over here. Now this is the part. So I have downloaded the OBF format, right, from the any of the mirror whatever mentioned over here, right? So now I'm not going to download again. It will take more time necessary. It will make the video more longer. Another part, you have to most important part, you have to check before installation the documentation part, right? Just click on the documentation part. There is a community cookbook, as we are going ahead with the community versions. There it probably in the page of, it could be in 9 or 10, yeah, it's 9. In page number 9 you are going to get the options, requirement options, which is very important for you before installation or before budgeting your server, right? For your home lab you have to go ahead with these documents, right? What is the minimum hardware requirement? It is purely mentioned very clearly, right? How much CPU you do require, how much RAM is required, how much SSD space is required. Sorry. So I would say I would recommend if you have budget, go ahead with the SSD, or if you don't have, there is also no issues. There is no issue. It will also very run well. So yes, this is the requirement, hardware requirement, and there you can get the recommended laptop or PC versions. These are the very well clarified requirements mentioned over here. How many interface do you require? That is also mentioned, and another part is for the virtual system requirement. That is also mentioned over here. Now another option is there, that is the calculator. If you are going to plan use lab, something like that, right, and you are making your budget, you are making your plan for the lab, there is one calculator link, right? If you click, it will open one calculator over here. You can calculate how much CPU and what kind of memory do you require for your that kind of lab, right? So everything is there over here. And most important part is the which virtualizations platform it do support. For the VMware workstations, VMware player, these are the versions, right? These are the version, everything is mentioned there, right? And main important is that the unsupported hardware and systems, that is also mentioned over here. So don't go ahead with them. If it is not support, then it's okay. We have options, and that is also free, right? Now what left? Yes, we have to download, and main important is that I forgot to show you, that is your CPU must support these virtualizations, right? And you have to, another part is that most important part, you have to enable these virtualizations over here. I could not show you in the BIOS, but I can show you, guide you using one picture, because if I go to the BIOS, I have to restart, right? And I won't be able to record that part also, right? So yes, this is very much clear. I hope. You have to go just BIOS using any option. It could be Dell in your desktop laptop, it could be F1, anything it could be. Just go there. There is another option, Intel virtualization technology, that you have to enable. Nothing, or there is nothing left, so that must be support, and that is enable, right? So hope all right. Yeah, as I have already downloaded, so I'm not going to download, I'm going taking you to directly to the VMware workstation. So as I have these versions with me, if you ask me why this version, because already I'm using this version since long. And even another limitation I observed, that is in workstation free 17 version, only it supports one virtual machines, right? What I have seen. Now here is two options you are going to get, create virtual machine and open virtual machines. As I'm going ahead with the OVF file, that's what I'm going with the open virtual machines, right? You can go ahead with this also, but yes, as I am going to OVF, I just click over there. You have to browse whatever you are going to download, as I have downloaded over here. Here this kind of file you are going to get, right? So you have to choose this file, or you can do one thing, you can directly go with this locations and double click this file. It will directly redirect you to the workstations, and it will open up, because it's a OVF is a VMware template kind of stuff. Yeah, just you have to put name EVE-NG lab. I'm putting the name. Yeah, now it's take. Yeah, it is. It will take a bit time. For a while, you can take your coffee. Yeah. Yeah, it is done. You can see the import. I would say it's done. Now one thing you have to consider, that is like as you can see how much configuration it takes, though you need to change few things if you want. So I'm just showing you the options over here. So memory, right? Memory from here, as much you can give you, that is better, right? But as we have our target is in low cost, that's what this much is good for us. Processor, yeah, whatever he has chosen, that is also fine. Hardware adapter, here one thing is important, as it's a desktop, I'm going to choose this it's a home type of desktop server. That's what I'm going to choose, the bridge. If you are going to use any laptop which is move around, in that case go with the net, right? So for now, don't go with complications. Later on I will explain one by one. Now go ahead with the bridge one, right? Now nothing is there, display, no need to play with the display and other stuff. Just click on OK. Now what you have to do, you have to turn on your virtual machine, right? So where is the options? Here is the options, right? It is powering on now. Yeah, it is showing. Don't show me again. Excuse me. It is booting probably. After boot, it's generally it's come the EVE-NG virtual environment. Then it will boot. It will, yeah. So it is a successfully boot. One thing keep in mind, that is this kind of error you might face, neither Intel VTX or AMD we found. it will not bother you, because see, let me show you. Just right click your task manager over here, right, click on performance. Over there you can get this stuff. So your virtualization is enabled, right? So it will not bother you in your lab. So for a while you can ignore it, right? So another part is that over here the default username and password is mentioned along with the IP addresses. Now we'll check whether we are reachable this IP or not, right? And this IP address been acquired from my one of my DHCP server, as I have already configured. I am having in my lab, so that's what it's took from there only, right? Yeah, so now it has been installed, and if you observe one thing, that is like in top the username and password is mentioned, right, and that is default. And one thing I would say here, as I am having DHCP server in my lab, in that case it's automatically take the IP addresses, right? You can see that is also mentioned over here. But before going there, I have to log in over here. Let me log in. As it is mentioned, the username is the root. Let me, and the password is very clearly mentioned. So once we put username and password, such kind of window appear to us, right? Here we have to put the root password, and that is that will not show you. I am putting, yeah. So yes, EVE-NG lab, what I thought, the name. Now let me press OK or enter. I would say I'm not going to put any domain name over here. That's what I'm ignoring for now. Yeah, so one thing I would show you, it's took the IP address from DHCP. That is fine, as it's by default enabled. So but thing is that I'm going to enable the static, right? And statically I'm going to assign the IP address over here. That's what I'm choosing, the static one. So what you have to do, you have to down arrow, you have to press, then paste bar, right? So once you press the OK, it will ask you for the management IP address, as I have chosen a static IP address. So I'm putting the IP address yeah, 5 is okay for me now. Yeah, it will ask definitely subnet mask. Okay, then default gateway, let me put it. DNS server, let me put the default for now. I'm using for a while global DNS. NTP, I would recommend, please go ahead always with the NTP if you're having any NTP server, right? So if you don't have an NTP server, to make a NTP server there is no worry, right? You can use any third-party applications. It's free. You can install and run your NTP, because NTP is would be required for your upcoming lab testing, all these stuffs, right? So I would say please build your NTP anywhere, right? So as I'm not going to put any NTP now, and I'm going to use the direct connections, right? So that's what I have chosen, the direct connection. By default it is coming with direct connection, no way, but there is another option, anonymous proxy. So I'm not going to use the proxy. Let me press enter. It's okay. Now it is again, it is booting. Everything is done, right? I'm done. Let's see what is happening. It is booting anyway. Yeah, so it is if you see it is successfully booted. Now again the default is showing username and password, and the IP address whatever I have choose for the static IP address, that is showing over here. Now what we will do, we will try to reach this guy again. What IP we have selected, yeah, 5. So it is reachable, right? So as we have selected the bridge, and through that bridge it gives me the reachability. Now all I have to do, okay, yeah, so this kind of window or login screen you are going to get, right? So this indicates that you have successfully installed, right? So now let's log in. Admin, we are not going to native console. Let me log in. Yeah, so this shows that it's successfully installed, right? This is the IP we have configured statically, right? And this kind of window you are going to get, but you have to create one project, right? So let me create that. So how do you create? You have to click over here only, add new lab, project or lab, anything you can say. So version 1 lab EVE-NG lab, right? So all I am keeping as it is, right? You can put description, all this stuff, so nothing much is there. Just click on save. Yeah, now your project or lab is ready, right? But thing is that if you want to add any node right away, you cannot. Why it's not? Because you have not imported any iOS, any kind of thing. So now if you try to import any node, what you have to do, just right click over here, or you can select from here also, right? So what I am doing, I'm clicking right click and trying to add one node over here, right? So this kind of option you are going to get, all right? So all the devices is mentioned. If you are install any of them, it is automatically highlighted. Now as it's a very fresh lab, I'm not getting anything, but thing is that you can see one thing I'm getting, that is the virtual PC. It is by default comes with. So what we'll do, we'll select this part, right? And you can change the image over here as you require. VPC, yes, it's a VPC, virtual PC, definitely. And how much do you require? You can take 2 to 3 or 1, anything you could choose. So 2 numbers PC it's going to give me, right? And nothing but just click on save. Yeah, so as you order, you are going to get 2 virtual PC, right? But though it's not power on, right? Another thing I am trying to do, I'm going to get it like this here, from here only, right? So you just click on right click and add a new network. So what I'm doing, I'm clicking, you can select the bridge. We are going to get the bridge, any kind of cloud you can configure later on. So I am using management cloud to get internet connectivity, which by default make a bridge with my interface though, but the thing is that I have not configured yet. Let's still try to check that part also. So which interface you are going to get? This interface you are going to get. Options, it will automatically one interface. That's what it is showing, one interface only. Let me start this PC. Let me log in. Now let me configure the IP address. Let's say 200, then subnet mask you have to configure 0, then gateway, and then no, it is putting one error here. One mistake I did, and that is the address is not required in this word. Only you have to put the IP, then the IP address, then subnet mask, then the gateway, right? right? Let me check. Yeah, the command is show IP. Definitely it will show you what I have chosen, the IP 200, right, gateway and all other stuffs. Thing is that let me check whether I'm able to reach the gateway or not. No, yeah, I am able to reach the gateway, right? So it's automatically bridge, right? It's a good sign. Even I am able to reach the internet, right? So what this cloud did, management cloud, it's bridge with my home network or home internet. So I can consider this as a internet, right? So all you have to do, you have to not go with the node, you have to choose the network. From there you have to choose, not bridge, the management cloud. It automatically netted your IP with your home network, whatever internet you have, right? So I hope this much is very clear. Now next and onwards I'm going to show you how you will enable all the stuffs, how you will enable import the virtual machines, virtual router, right? Hope it is very informative for you. If it is helpful, please share others, and please keep your eyes on next series video, because I'm going to bring all the stuffs how you can build a lab in very low cost. Yeah, thank you.